following message is being transmitted at the request of the Boundless PodTrap movie review and the guys of the BPT. What you are about to hear contains spoilers to movies. If you don't want to hear these spoilers, please disengage your listening device at this time. If you can't handle those with a possible differing view on a movie, you may also want to disengage your listening device at this time. Stay tuned for a movie review that only the guys at the Boundless PodTrap can give you.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Heidi ho, Rangiero.
Is that us?
I think so.
Oh,
Why not?
what's happening?
Hi, guys.
How we doing?
It's been good. I missed you.
This movie kind of made me sad because it didn't talk about the actual #1 breakfast of champions.
Oh,
What is that?
Cocaine and stale milk.
Oh, I assumed that they kind of did get there.
All right, let's start over. How about the three of us have a bowl of cereal together right now?
Sure. Why not? I could use a bowl.
Let's bowl up. Bowl time.
Well, that was on their rider, cocaine and milk.
Oh,
how does cocaine and stained milk? How does cocaine and milk really work, though? Wouldn't it just be
it cancels
milk?
itself out, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm like, how do you even know
gives you
there's coke in it?
calcium.
It's just milk.
Gives you
That's not
calcium. No, you
cereal.
do the cocaine and then you drink milk
Oh.
so you don't break your bones.
You know, it's the calcium in milk that keeps bones strong.
Uh-huh.
Without milk, bones can break.
Oh.
Did you learn anything from this movie?
Okay, well, that's not what we're reviewing. No, we don't have Coke. We're not reviewing, unfortunately. So I wish maybe next time we'll bring in lines of Coke
I didn't get the
and
memo, so
review
Garface.
different lines of Coke. I don't know. No, today we are here for 2024's Unfrosted.
Well, Papa Wheelie, we got a treat!
So this
Like
movie
that's gotta be like a tweedledee,
Tweedledee.
Something.
is off the walls about how pastries came into the world of breakfast.
Well, in the early 60s, the American morning was defined by milk and cereal.
It's kind of like a real but not real type of thing. And I guess Pop-Tarts, they're like, yeah, have at it. Go for it. It's
I
good.
mean, maybe it's because it had the people like Jerry Seinfeld signed on that they were able to convince him, let's do this.
And of course, they are the good guys in the story, unlike Post.
When did they change the name to Post Toasties? Does anyone have that information?
I didn't even know that Post had Pop-Tarts until this movie. So that's how
Remember the
that's
square
how
stuff?
well Pop-Tarts have done.
But they don't go down well. You have to drink something to make it go down.
Oh, well,
It's
that's what she
fuzzies.
said.
It might even be nutritious.
Maybe.
Hi.
So there's tons of people in this, and we'll probably go through and talk about a lot of them as they come up. But some of the ones, the hard hitters, are Jerry Seinfeld, obviously, Jim Gaffigan, Melissa McCarthy,
Amy Schumer.
Hugh Grant, Kristen Slater. We just got, there's tons.
Bill Barr.
Everyone's in
Bill
this
Barr
movie.
with his pants on.
Yeah. So
I was very surprised. So when you introduced this movie as our next movie to review on the last one, I didn't even see a trailer to this. I don't even know if I watched a trailer before I went into it. I probably just consumed some information and then rolled into it. But yeah, a lot of big names. I was surprised when a few cameos came in, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
yeah, everyone was in this movie.
Some Mad Men tree.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I loved that. That was
You like
one of
how
my
like the
favorite
Mad
things.
Men are named admin?
Yes. The ad man.
So, Justin, what'd you think? Let's start with you.
Hold on, guys. I got something for us real quick.
The whole you got Pop-Tarts?
I got Pop-Tarts.
He brought the
Strawberry
winners to the
ones.
I feel like-
table.
You can't review this movie accurately without Pop-Tarts.
You know, I gotta
Is
set the
this-
vibe. Unfortunately, it's hard to find unfrosted ones these days. So
Sometimes
it's just regular strawberry frosted. But
that's fine. I don't mind the
I
frosting.
just went with the nice. Yeah, I literally tried to find unfrosted ones, and they like don't exist anymore.
These got like the crinkle, the crack on it.
Yeah.
Crinkle crack. I'd love
Although to be
try.
fair, the way they frost them lately, it might be unfrosted.
Right. Question, Brian. That goes off with the boot movie review. Should we save the foil for the?
I wanted to. Can you put it by your heart so I can try shooting you?
Yeah, I don't
See
feel
if it
like
works?
these
These are
will stop.
frosted pretty well, actually.
Feel like they'll stop a bullet.
It's an even coat. I do like the integrity of the pastry itself.
It's true. It is not moving around and crawling across the table. Thankfully.
It's not Chef Boyardee.
Boy, already.
I did like that character. What did I think about this movie? Okay, I think the main thing about this, it was really well shot. I'm not a huge Jerry Seinfeld fan. I didn't watch it, so I'm going to refer. I think I'm using the wrong word.
Probably.
Okay. Shut up, John. Probably going to refer to a lot in this movie if there's Seinfeld jokes in this. I know there's a few. I know they had some advertisement where like the Soup Nazi advertised the movie. There's a few people like this is Jerry Seinfeld and his friends doing a movie. So it's like I want to give him a little bit of leeway. And I know a lot of people are giving him flack when it comes to the whole political mess that's going on where he's vouching for comedies being way too woke. I agree with him with that. It's like comedy should be a vehicle of sort of truth, but giving it a little bit more lightly, like, oh, okay, yeah, we can laugh about the situation we're in. And yes, I'm an advocate of free speech. Going back to the movie here, how do I spit this out?
I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff. I don't want to. I'm going to, hold on, let me take a bite. Maybe that'll
Yeah,
be like, maybe it'll be like a Mentos moment, but Pop-Tarts.
Or trap pot.
That's awesome.
Trap pot.
Fill your mouth with a very sticky substance on a
And then
audio
talk.
medium.
And you have a Pop-Tart.
You can hear it on my tongue.
I see what he did.
They're
there.
getting the review of the Pop-Tart itself with the Pop-Tart movie.
Eat your tart pop.
My Tart Pop. I did like how they did that too.
Trap
They used a lot of
Trap pop. My bad.
Trap.
Sorry.
They used a lot of old-timey product to sort of carry. That one just came right out. To carry the story. I like that. Let's go straight to a review. I would give it a 7.
Very nice.
What do you mean, G's? Who said G's?
He did. Why are you looking at me?
When we that would literally double what we talked about earlier. So that's what the G's came from.
Okay.
Oh, so it's a low score then, is what you're saying?
No, it's a high score.
You got a 14 on this?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Well, go ahead. Take us away.
Okay.
AJ.
So I don't want this to be seen as a retaliation for Furious.
You didn't like Furious either.
I didn't like Furious either.
But to your defense, you didn't know what it was.
I didn't have no idea what Furious was.
Neither did Brian in his defense of this either.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew what Jerry Seinfeld's writing is. So
Yeah. Okay. So I will put this movie like this, and no disrespect to anyone. I know you guys love this movie. I don't even have to hear your guys' review to know you guys like this movie. Have you guys ever dated like an absolute 10, but that 10 was like a 2 in bed, just like a dead fuck? That is the movie Unfrosted to me.
really,
Yeah, like all these great people. This should have been an absolute amazing movie, but to me, this movie was just like a long, drawn out Saturday Night Live skit that fell short.
What did he just say?
so would that by definition be called an unfrosted then? Like, do you finish?
No frosting.
No frosting.
This is a spit on her back and say you're done moment.
Oh, kind of like a John. I'm done. Never mind.
But
See bad relationship. Whatever. I don't.
But the movie had so much potential, and it could be the fact that I never liked Seinfeld. I like absurdist humor. I like dry humor, but this movie just didn't hit my button for me.
You liked what's his name? The writer of Seinfeld who has his own show.
Larry David.
Yes.
I like Larry David, yeah, but that's different. He actually had a little pizzazz, where I feel like this was on purpose left vague for the sake of being vague, like where they put in, like, I don't know. I didn't like it. I give it a 4.
4. Okay. 4, 7.
Can I eat?
4?
Can I still eat my Pop-Tart?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, you may.
Can I
You're
fill
gonna have to
out?
scrape off the
Pop-Tarts
frosting.
get
though.
a 10.
I want to fill out a little bit more of my
Pop-Tarts
review
are
there.
good.
So I was in a good mood when I watched this movie, and I think that kind of colors my rating for this. And plus, I saw other things in this that was not this, obviously, and I think that highered my rating.
You already
So,
went.
I'm never.
I
It's
know.
my turn.
I was filling it out. I was filling
Filling it out.
I had to warm it up before it popped
Yeah.
back up.
I
So-
never am in a good mood. So
That does put a damper on things.
I just
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld himself. He gives a bad name to us Jews.
Then what are we?
What's
Whoa.
the deal?
What is the deal?
What's the deal with Pop-Tarts? They don't pop and they're not tarts.
Goodbye, Mommy.
Bye. Don't kill anyone.
No, murder everyone in volleyball people.
Oh, bring skulls home. I want you to look like a Yautja walking through this door.
Please?
Why are you erect?
That's my slam
I-
piece.
He just got
I'm
called
sorry.
daddy by his wife. So,
Hot
I
slam
mean,
piece over there.
It was
Anyway.
Justin's Cuban slam piece.
John, let's hear from you. We got a 7,
So-
a 4.
Along the lines of AJ over here, I don't much care for Jerry Seinfeld or his humor. And I actually got in an argument with a friend over, we don't like the highest grossing blah, blah. The highest grossing movie of all time is also not very good. Just because it makes money doesn't mean it's good. It just means
The
it's
highest,
making money.
the
you
highest
know?
grossing horror movie of all time is one of the most split horror movies of all time.
Which is that?
Yes, they're the Young Buck Shoes.
That's the movie?
Yes, to the Young Buck Shoes. I like it.
Hmm.
That sounds interesting.
2000 it?
I don't know what they're doing. They asked you a question.
Yeah,
though.
now I have to know what the horror film is that's split.
Oh, it.
Sure is.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
And you know, I could say Seinfeld, the show, is split too. You either love it or you hate it. So, same.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that's like, yeah, Seinfeld, that's fine.
It's fine.
I know a lot of people who just hate how it ended, but a lot of people hate how their favorite shows end
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they rewatch it and they're like, yeah, the ending was fine.
Yeah.
But kind of like How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this movie, what I've seen from it, trailer-wise, was the 3 seconds it shows you, like when you open Netflix and it like starts playing like part of the movie or whatever. So I didn't really know what to expect.
Does it warn you now? Like, are you sure you want to watch this?
Yeah, right.
Are you still watching?
Actually, it's told me I was going to love this, and I said, challenge accepted. This movie gave me very, like you said, SNL skit vibes, but also the Santa Claus 2. Anybody see the Santa Claus 2 with like the robot Santa Claus?
It was cleaner.
Just like the vibes of the ridiculousness, and like a lot of the jokes didn't land. Some of them very funny, which I'll get into later. But like you said, with this cast, it should have been a lot funnier.
This could sink us.
A lot of the subplots were pointless. Like, you're going to tell me a mascots went on strike just so Walter Cronkite can call it the Pop-Tart? Like, that was the whole plot of that. Like, that didn't make sense to me. But I did enjoy it. I didn't hate it. It is very middle of the road. And because the last few jokes made me laugh, I bumped it up to a 6.
6. All right. I like it. Not bad.
I don't hate it, but I'm not, rewatchability is a big factor in my ratings. And I'd probably, if a scene was on, watch that, but probably not the whole movie again.
That's fair. I myself was a little concerned because when I announced this is the movie we were going to watch, John right away was like, oh, that movie's getting rated terribly. And I'm like, how? It just came out. How do you, like, he also had it on the top of his head somehow, but.
No, I have
at the front of
every
IMDb.
movie review I have
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes open, and it was
Yeah.
one of the trending movies.
So I was very concerned, but I was pleasantly surprised because it had a lot of Seinfeld mannerisms. There's a lot of connections to it. There's the fun connections to Mad Men, and Mad Men was one of my favorite shows ever.
Provocative and revolutionary.
And so, is this written to be like some amazing, gonna win awards show movie? No, definitely not. But I did enjoy it. It was stupid funny. So I also gave it a 7.
And I have nothing against the movie. It's not like the movie offended me
Right.
in ways that some do. It's just, it wasn't my kind of movie.
Right.
Yeah,
Shut up, Herman. Genius at work.
that's
Altogether,
fine.
that gives us a BPT rating of 6. I agree with John, too, that there's a lot of jokes that did not land, but I feel, for me, again, since during your sittings, I think that takes a lot of how you are in your mind frame upon watching. It's going to color a lot of how
I
you're
was in a
going
great
to.
mood. I was sitting here doing nothing yesterday.
But I feel like if you're looking for the jokes, then you're going to see more misses than hits. So I was just kind of expecting things to come as it comes. And I liked it. Some of them did hit well. I like the scenery, the attention to detail, how everything is kind of fleshed out as far as the setting.
Yeah, I enjoyed the sets and all that stuff. But
It does kind of give me a lot of Mad Men. And there's a game I've been playing. Well, I was playing for a while. I'm kind of within my 8 months of not playing anything now. I binge hard and then play. And then, don't play anything. We Happy Few kind of gives me that same visual vibe where everything is all so jolly, even though terrible things are happening in front of them. Like, oh no, oh no! I can't do it.
No.
Can't do a Seinfeld. Oh no.
I enjoyed all the overtopness, like the over the topness
enjoyed most
with
of
the
it.
sets, the over the topness of them being goofy and knowing they're being idiots and being goofy and that they're not taking it serious.
I feel like this isn't a made for kids movie, but it's acceptable for kids,
Right.
especially with the mascots, and it's pretty clean. I don't even think there's a no word in here, is there?
There's a couple.
Yeah, I can't think
There's
of them
no
off
F
the top of
word.
my.
Letters, bad idea. Don't make them think they want to eat.
Did you read about the boy in Bloomington who used the letters to spell ass?
And I think Jerry Seinfeld's typically has been a clean comic. So that doesn't really surprise me.
What
I guess.
did we give it?
6.
Oh.
And I would agree with that rating.
In comparison to the Rotten Tomatoes, critics give it a 43 and viewers a 51.
So
Yeah,
they're right with me.
Yeah.
Was it a 5.5 when I logged it last time in a 42 Metascore?
I would
That's
agree
about
with
right.
a 6. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go out there and tell everyone to watch this movie because it's not amazing by any extent. But if you like Jerry Seinfeld and you like cheesy movies, give it a watch for sure.
It's got fun parts, and I think it would be better if it was like episodic or so, or short snippets, like 10 minute or so.
It's one of those perfect movies to put on at a party where you're really not paying attention, but if you happen to go glimpse over, there's going to be a part that's entertaining on. But I think as a whole movie itself, it's kind of okay.
Right.
But just as like catching a glimpse of it, you're like, huh, okay.
Nice.
That was neat.
Yeah.
Like Neon Maniacs.
Well, history also has a way of repeating itself here, and I'm not entirely sure if I care too much of the modern day politics implemented into this. I know they're trying to cast a wider net to get like the obvious January 6th sort of references, and what's the Viking whatever.
Oh yeah. With the
Hugh Grant playing as like the leader of this mascot uproar to
A pointless mascot uproar.
Yeah.
And then the 2 security guards to hold them all.
So we got a double security. Put them both on.
Serial mascots and mascot patriots from across the land. Gather ye one and all.
Fortify the perimeter. I want maximum resistance. Send both security guards.
Yeah, no, so this movie pretty much starts off, there's a kid. This is also not explained. It seems like he's just trying to run away. I did like the imagery of this. You have like your handkerchief, you got your comic books, your baseball cards and stuff, bazooka gum, G.I. Joe, pocket stuff.
And I guess a little background.
It's the 60s.
Jerry Seinfeld's a big toy fan as well. So breakfast foods and toys from back in the older toys. So it makes sense he would implement this all into the movie.
But I didn't get upon the wrap up because he sits there at like this bar. And I also like the kid. He comes in. It's sitting at the, if you want to call it a bar, it's pretty much a ice cream
diner
bar
shop. Yeah.
And he's like, I'll take a milk, making it seem as though it's going through hard times or something. And then he has like a little conversation with the kid, Jerry Seinfeld does. In this movie, he's titled Dan Cabana, his name, so we'll probably refer back to that a lot. So Cabana is talking to this kid, and this kid has no interest, and he's like, well, I'm just going to tell you a story. So
he's like,
during the time he's running away.
Do you want to hear it? No.
Well, he's trying to stall him because the kid's, in essence, trying to run away. It's what it's being
But why does
foreseen.
the parents at the end know, oh, there he is, come on. All right, bye.
Yeah, how did the parents know where he was? That's
well, I mean, as a kid, my parents always knew where I was when I was trying to run away.
Is it breakfast? Breakfast unites people? So they knew it?
Yeah. I mean, when you're 8 or 9, you only know so many places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's going to be the go-to places that the parents check first, for sure.
Huh.
You want to know the real story?
Nope.
Come on, it's a good one.
All right, but make it quick.
Man, I mean, he's a humanitarian, that Cabana.
Right. I like how
saving kids.
Dogged on the comic that's on the back of
Not
the pop
like
art.
that damn president who goes, "It's over there."
Yes.
Speaking of Home Alone 2.
Yes. He's the only one who helped him, though. Right?
The pigeon lady helped him. Anyway, back to this movie. I want to talk about other bad
But they have like
movies.
the comic strips that's on the back of the Pop-Tarts, which Dan Cabana supposedly wrote. I do miss the comics on the back of the... I mean, it's the same comic every time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have like a little maze and find the 4 rainbows or something.
One of my favorite things is when they used to put the, what do they call it, where the picture looks really
like 3D
psychedelic.
3D
you gotta,
style?
cross-eye your eyes for it to pop
like the
out.
magic
eyes. They
Magic
used to
eye.
put that on like cereal boxes and
Yeah.
stuff, and I always like that.
See, I
feel like that's when it
clicks.
clicks. It's like when you're like lost in your sugar, and like just dazing into a box, you're like, holy shit.
What?
Like you
It's
think
a
the sugar's
schooner.
finally getting to you or something.
It's definitely how I learned how to see them was with cereal boxes.
Right on.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this is very polished, very showcasing the old timey times. I like that. Back in RVD's Battle Creek, Michigan, place of location.
The simpler times.
Yeah. So we got Post and Kellogg's across the street from each other. Well, further because they are checking each other out in binoculars throughout the movie. So what is the main story of this?
I would say, bringing on the pastry race. That's the main
So
story.
it seems as though the plot of it is Dan Cabana wrote this product up a while back that got poo-pooed on, tossed it, and these kids that keep on ending up in garbages. I liked how they had like their casing, where they case things out, see the garbage man, get into the dump it into the garbage truck, and like clean out onto the back of the truck into the next one. Like, is this fun for you guys? Is that thing going to compact you guys?
Yeah, they got right out. I was worried about getting compacted as well at first. I'm like, oh no, what's happening?
Hey, what are those kids doing?
Well, they come for the goo.
Who comes for the goo?
The ones who come, it's for the goo.
The goo?
The goo!
I think one of the first lines I liked in this was where he's like, "Oh, Vietnam. That sounds like a good idea."
Sounds like a good idea.
Reading the paper.
There were some definite one-liners and like accidental ways things were named and stuff like that were pretty funny. Or like when they got well, you're probably gonna bring it up here in a second, when they went and got Stan from NASA.
Right.
And she's
Tang.
like, we're never going to the moon. Oh yeah, and the
really?
Tang
You're never
thing.
going to the moon.
Oh, this has a nice tang to it.
That's
Hey,
good
that's
name.
a great name.
Wow. You guys are really into the moon.
Here, try this.
It's got a certain tang.
Ooh, that's a good name. We're going to the moon.
The moon. Leave the moon alone. You look up, it's there. It'll always be there. Don't pick at it. You're jamming goo in the tubes for a bunch of chain-smoking Corvette guys with flat tops. They're gonna go up, they're gonna come down, they're gonna become alcoholics and get divorced.
The chimps are smarter. Bottom line, I don't want to work for Edsel again.
You don't really think you're actually going to the moon, do you? Really? Going to the moon?
No, I don't.
No.
They're so right.
They're so right.
Thurl Ravenscroft, the character played by Hugh Grant, Thurl Ravenscroft is an actual person. I was reading some stuff where it's saying that his character is pretty much spot on. It is him, although he's not British. He was actually from America. He's actually from Nebraska.
Oh, interesting.
He's the guy who voices Tony the Tiger. They're great. I'll throw a clip. We don't have to wait.
They're great.
Most people might recognize him as "You're a Mean One." It's the same voice who did "They're Great."
Correct.
I did not put that together.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
They're great.
That makes sense though.
You're welcome.
I knew that.
John knows everything.
True.
Yeah, they had a lineup of people.
I know random dumb shit like that though.
I like how he was kind of stringing him along. Like we got our
At the lab.
At the
the lab.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll put that in consideration, towards the lab. And he's like, oh, okay. We have a lab. We don't have a lab.
There is no.
I soar on the wings of eagles. Thank you.
Bob, a moment. I was wondering, is there something that could be done perhaps about the temperature inside my head? I'm literally sealed up inside, you see.
I'll get the boys in the lab to look into it.
Great. Thank you. Where is the lab?
There's no lab.
I saw that one coming. Like, that joke was really set up.
Yeah, a lot of these
That's
main
one that didn't
people
land for me.
are based off of actual people. So Marjorie Post is an actual person. Edsel Kellogg III is that an actual person? But there is the Kellogg, franchise or people's whatever.
Kellogg's was originally owned by brothers.
Gotcha. So this one plays the third. The lineup of the people, what was James Marsden's Lane, whatever. He played like the muscle man guy who was a promoter of certain things. We had Chef Boyardee, or who is based off of Ettore Boyardee. I like how they changed the name, so it's more fitting.
He changed the name, yeah, so Americans can pronounce it better.
Right. There's a rumor.
His product all the time.
Yeah, there's a rumor that he is famous for also catering one of President, was it Woodrow Wilson's second marriage? That's not confirmed, so... But it's a big maybe.
With ravioli, though?
Living ravioli.
Nice. Yeah. No, he used to make a lot of pasta, and then, like, in the 60s, after this movie, clearly he had nothing to do with Chef Boyardee because he sold it during World War II when he couldn't fulfill the army contract for Chef Boyardee.
I thought his son tried to take it over, and his son tried to get rid of it.
But, I mean, it's vastly different than what the original product is these days.
Do you guys remember when...
I eat it. And I like it.
I do, too.
I don't care. People are like, that's gross. And I'm like, I don't care.
I'm gross.
Is it better
I
than...
am gross.
Is it better than Olive Garden?
Yes.
Okay.
Olive Garden is not worth the money anymore.
I'd
rather pay $1.25 for a can of pasta than $27 for a tour of Italy anymore.
One of my favorite things is watching actual Italians go to Olive Garden and eat it. They're like, what is this?
Yeah. Clearly, none of this is actually.
It's like that's what I like about
these breadsticks, though.
American Italian is like we love our sauces,
unlimited.
But over in Italy, they don't have
better
much
than Olive Garden.
I agree. It's like as much as I love the
and they have better
breadsticks.
I got some coupons.
Fazoli's breadsticks are awesome.
Fazoli's breadsticks are awesome.
A stripper used to fill me up on.
Excuse me?
Huh?
Used to peg you with breadsticks.
Yeah, if you leave those out, they get hard quick.
Yeah, they do.
That is true. Says the stripper.
I gotta talk to Jack about
that fruit juicer in his pants.
Well, she used to get off work, go to Fazoli's, and like load me up with. Anyways,
breadsticks.
I worked there for like 3 months, or not even.
Strip club?
And then Fazoli's, because Summer Arthurton was the manager there, and I needed a job. She's like, "Come here, it's a paycheck, and it's free food until you find something else." And then I got free food from that moment for like 3 years. Even after I left, because Lisa Von Dolan, that chick that Rob had a huge crush on in high school, her sister Jenny worked there, and was just every Monday I'd come in before I went to Jeremy's to watch wrestling. And she'd hook me up with free pasta and then like 12 breadsticks for Jeremy and our friend Matt to eat.
Right on.
That is cool.
Yeah, it was super cool to get free food for a long time.
John's always getting the hookups.
Have you tried Fazoli's breadsticks?
We'll get into that in the next podcast.
Chef Boyardee. That sounds amazing.
But I honestly want to do that now.
That sounds amazing.
I'll probably get Fazoli. I have coupons expiring Friday for Fazoli's. I'll probably swing over and get some Fazoli's. It's buy one, get one.
I haven't had that in a while.
Baked spaghetti.
What's the expiration?
Well, anyways, Dan Cabana, Jerry Seinfeld's character in this, he's pretty much one of the higher up executives right underneath Edsel Kellogg. He's pretty much putting out a bunch of fires that's starting off this. Like, he's a go-to guy. He always has, like, the right answer on the tip of his tongue until it comes to keeping the company relevant, getting these pastries and stuff.
I wonder how true the Fruit Loops thing was.
Me too.
It's like, change the name.
There's no fruit in these?
There's no actual fruit in these.
You guys remember the Holiday Inn as, like, a gathering spot way back in the day?
No.
They used to host certain things in there like
yeah, kind of.
I feel like we used to have one of those here, and I don't know if it was like a Holiday Inn / comedy club type of thing. Or
I do kind of remember something similar.
Oh,
it was. Take that off or not?
I'm trying to do it quietly.
Well, it's not.
It's not. It won't right into your microphone. You sound like a person trying to open candy at the movie theater and trying to be quiet about it.
Trying to take off my shoulder brace, I threw myself down steps and fucked myself all up.
I heard your son did it.
I was holding him when it happened.
Oh no!
Now my pits are all sweaty, and I got
your soft body cushioned the blow.
my delicate frame. It was Coco Keys, wasn't it? That was like
probably they. I'm pretty sure they.
I mean, they were in a hotel. Was that a holiday though?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
It was.
Where was Coco Keys in?
It was a hotel.
Well, yeah, but which hotel?
I don't know, like its own like
well,
Quinta
Holiday
Inn or some
we
shit
all
like
we
that.
all know, but none of us know.
Why does everybody say the Quinta?
The Quinta.
Because it's high quality.
So we get introduced to a few other people in this Holiday Inn part where they're having the little award section.
I also think it was funny
rigged
that,
awards.
Like,
was it
back in the?
They
yeah,
won those fair and square.
Definitely rigged.
They had
But
some really weird ones.
that it was
too.
post first Kellogg's because General Mills now has like 4 of the top 6 cereals now.
Right.
Like it's completely and Post like people only know Fruity Pebbles now. Name another Post cereal.
Apple
Sugar.
Jacks?
Nope. Kellogg's.
Sugar.
Nope. Those are Kellogg's as well.
Do you know all of them?
Oh, I know what you're trying to say.
Sugar.
actually.
Yeah, the bear.
Sugar Smacks.
Yeah.
Smacks.
Smacks is Post. Rice Krispies is the #1 selling cereal in the
Why?
United States because it's delicious. First of all,
Not more delicious.
that's Kellogg's, but then Cheerios, Chex, Special K, Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Honey Nut Cheerios. 4 of those are General Mills.
I would
And then
expect Honey Nut Cheerios to be higher than
Post has
Krispies.
0 cereals in the top 10.
Did General Mills come around after Post? And
No,
Kellogg's?
they're in the
Do you
movie.
think
They're
this
in
is
that
the movie?
scene.
Did I miss
They're
it?
in that scene.
Is this a conspiracy?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting that like Kellogg. Oh God, he's putting the foil on his head. I just thought that was interesting that like that was the race, and now like Post doesn't even exist basically,
Yeah.
except
They're
for
like,
Fruity
"Ah."
Pebbles.
But you know who is still thriving?
Kellogg's.
Nope.
Quaker.
Quaker Oats.
Quaker in your bland flavor, original.
Quick.
Greetings, Kellogg's brethren. Praise be.
Hey, Isaiah. You know Isaiah Lamb from Quaker. Anything new nominated tonight?
No, nothing new. Original oats, original flavor.
Yeah, flavor.
What's that?
Nothing.
You Kellogg's people. Peace be upon you.
Quick side note that happened this weekend. Speaking of Amish people, me and my brother were at a tournament this weekend. And we went to like an Amish bait shop, and I don't know what my brother was thinking, but he walked up to the counter and the lady has a card reader, and he goes, "Technology." Wow. And the lady looked at him and was like, "What a prick." And he's like, "I don't know how these things work. I'm pretty old school." And the lady goes, "Yep, us too." And like rolled her eyes. That was the funniest fucking thing. I was biting my tongue, trying not to laugh.
I feel like most of them have.
Grape nuts is Post.
Yeah.
People
Grape
know
nuts.
grape nuts.
Sorry, back to the movie. I'm
Right.
doing
They
everything
need
I
to
can
rebring
to
back
distract us from this
alphabets.
movie.
So
That's fine.
Isaiah
I want
from
alphabets,
Quaker,
but they don't
he's
exist anymore.
fuck, who played that guy?
Who?
Isaiah Quaker.
Fuck, I can't remember. his name.
I think many of these people were kind of spot on with like their caricature style, mixing religion and cereal. Like this guy, like
That was pretty.
why? I do love Quaker though. Oatmeal is one of my go-tos.
Really?
Yeah.
Plain oatmeal?
Post,
Why
I
usually
have to put sugar in it.
I have to put
otherwise-
protein in it.
Oh, okay, that's acceptable.
And
It was.
Are you talking about
Andy
semen? Is that what you're really talking about? Is that
Andy
why AJ's
Daly?
giggling over here?
I think so.
is
Possible. Isaiah from Quaker.
Isaiah Lamb, Andy Daly.
Amy Schumer as
that what you
Marjorie
said?
Post and Jim Gaffigan as Edsel Kellogg. We've already mentioned those, but those two, Gaffigan and Marjorie, Schumer, those are your kind of prime heads of the main companies.
Mm-hmm.
At least for this story.
So yeah, they're awards. They have like the best new mascot. They got best use of niacin, which is B3.
Yeah.
Easiest to open bag.
That was funny to me.
Best foil bag or something.
That has been a struggle for some. Is like
'cause
opening certain bags. Fuck that. How many of you guys? I'm pretty sure everybody here, where you've opened something and just showered the kitchen
that's
with.
terrible. That actually happened while I was watching this movie. I opened a bag of Cheerios and it like went everywhere because I was like, "Why won't this open?"
I remember doing that
Cheerios
a
are out.
lot. We would call them grenades back in like elementary school when you have like the small bags and it's just so hard, like especially the corn pops, because they made it easy after a while to it just like slightly tear.
Those are hard to find too, the smaller boxes.
Yes, they are.
It sucks.
But they would just explode at the end of the cafeteria table. You're like, oh. You're just like
all
fireworks.
corn pops every time?
Well, cereal, I should say. I don't know if it was all corn pops. We would just point it out and laugh. Ha ha.
Stupid.
Then eat it off the floor.
Wow, that's a pretty good story.
Oh, nice.
You're gonna starve.
Would you eat Wilt Chamber Flakes, our grandma's holes?
I would eat grandma's holes.
What about Fruitines?
No.
Or corn gooeyes?
No.
Or borscht loops?
I'd eat
Dude,
corn
that's fucking no.
Or
They're like they're
crumblins?
corn with shit in them.
Or Count Vocula?
When they open that that fruit sardine thing, I almost threw up.
Oh, it is already moldy.
I literally almost threw up.
I've actually
It's
had that happen a
disgusting.
few times. I don't mind sardines. There's like these, they have like flavors and stuff, and there's like hot sauce flavors at like the dollar store that's probably the problem anyways.
Gotcha.
Because that's where I was
Probably
going
the
to get it.
problem.
And I remember opening it up and it was in my work vehicle and it just, there's no ventilation in those.
Hot box in it.
I also like a lot of the verbiage that they were using, the old school, like, oh, it's in a tizzy. What's the dingus? And
the dingus.
You got the dingus?
They got a fruit-filled pastry, dingus.
Dingus, you're in a tizzy, Bob.
Like wrote that down.
I didn't really care that they're trying to be a little PC.
You can't say hobo anymore. They prefer bum.
But yes, so head of security came in, and this was
The head of security.
B-head?
The head of security.
The head of security.
Because there was only one at the time.
Chester Slink, who was played by Sebastian Maniscalco. This surprised me. I was kind of excited to see him. Like, oh shit, it's Maniscalco.
Sure.
He's hilarious. But his part was very small. They had like the janitor come in during this scene, which was kind of a clever scene. I think it would have been like a good SNL short, but they got the camera that's on the floor shit.
The floor
buffer,
shit.
the floor buffer.
Yeah.
But I'm like, weren't they on carpet? Why was the...
I think that was part of the joke.
Yes, but it had the camera on it, and nobody was...
Both cameras were very obvious on
Right.
the mop and the thing.
Where they were talking about how they got the camera footage from post, watching the security stuff. The guy is pretty much holding a mop
like
directly in the
boom
face.
mic.
Like a boom mic,
Marjorie
exactly.
Post.
And it's just dripping mop stuff all over their papers and the pastries.
I can't see a damn thing.
It's the best we have right now. We have an operative posing as a janitor with a camera attached to his mop. Very brave, these men inside with their mops. We believe this is what Bob was ingesting in the dumpster. Clearly, it's a fruitiferous goo. Perhaps pectin-based?
What are you doing? What's that noise?
Get that mop out of my face. Do your job.
Stop the film. That's my research.
Yeah, it is. It's possible they got a guy working in our offices.
Unlikely. I recently doubled our security. We have 2 guards now. Can you do that later? We're in a meeting.
The hostile alien footage was kind of cute and clever. I liked that.
It was whatever.
It was cute.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like
Cute, I guess.
It was unnecessary, but
it's silly.
Much of these.
This is all.
were
This whole movie was unnecessary.
It's not a bad review.
I mean, that's kind of the purpose of it. It's just unnecessary silliness.
Right.
But we can't prioritize the high arts right now.
So here, while as they're watching like the footage, they find out that Post is kind of getting a leg up. They said it previously when they were at the awards show. Marjorie Post said something along the lines of like, in the future, it's going to be, there's a surprise in every box. And they were so happy, like they had something up their sleeve.
You know we don't stand a chance against you tonight.
Well, it's been a very good year.
Well, you should enjoy it. It's the 60s. Things are really moving fast.
What do you mean?
Oh, there's always a surprise inside the box, isn't there, Eddie?
And now they find out that his recipe is being made at the other company and it's going to sell. And they hop to it to pretty much counter, to get up in the competition. And this is where Kellogg tells Cabana, it's like, we gotta get up. I need you to hold this ship together. And he's like, we need Stan, which is Stankowski, Donna Stankowski, played by Melissa McCarthy.
You mean me?
Yes. Her introduction, I think this was also kind of when Cabana went over to Stan as she's working with NASA, thinking that she's doing like these huge things, which she was, I mean, for, I guess, what she was doing. Would that be kind of like Comedians in Cars, where they both kind of like hop in the NASA Range Rover that they just leave the keys in?
They just leave the keys in these.
That's probably a little throw at that. That's a good catch.
Yes. Caught it.
He did a mind.
Good thing this is an audio medium.
Yeah, he. Never mind.
I rate that a 2.
No, she's easily convinced.
Looks
She's
like
like,
you're
yeah,
reeling
let's
in
go.
a fish.
So they get things working, they get back to work, introducing all the new faces. They got the Taste Pilots. They got Tom Carville, Ice Cream Guy, Steve Schwinn, Sea Monkey, Harold von Braunhart, Chef Boyardee, Jack LaLanne, and Univac, the computer.
That computer reminded me of that one in Willy Wonka, where it was like, it's going to tell me exactly where the golden ticket is.
Isn't that the thing that used to scan our papers, our tests way back in the day?
Scantron?
Yeah. Scantron. Back in the 90s. If kids, do they have Scantrons
They still
anymore?
do get Scantrons.
Do they?
Yeah. I think they're a lot easier to like do now. Like you just put the whole stack in and it's like done in like 2 seconds.
Huh.
Because technology. But
that's what she said.
It's a Scantron 3000.
Did you say Scanjon?
I didn't think I didn't think they graded papers anymore.
They don't.
I don't think they educate it.
They're like, you tried. You pass.
Good job. You showed up today.
It's like, no, I actually tried.
Which is
copying off
half the battle.
I guess. I thought it was pretty easy.
The more you know.
I was always
easy for us.
100% attendance.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like, that was the easiest award.
That's one of the things that schools struggle with now is attendance is at an all-time low. It's hard to get the kids to show up.
You gotta unionize. Anyways, sugar's a poison versus high fructose corn syrup.
We're going to introduce high fructose corn syrup.
He's so excited about that. It's just the same.
I like Cyclops.
Question.
Mr. Lane, is this kind of food really part of your health regimen?
Well, sugar's poison, which is why we're developing something new called high fructose corn syrup.
I don't like him as Cyclops.
He doesn't know it yet, though. He thinks it's better for him.
No one likes Cyclops, but Cyclops is the
love
best.
Cyclops.
He's the best. He's the leader.
We should just
He's from
do X-Men
he's from
97.
Omaha, Nebraska.
So we got milking cows for fun. We got the Milkman gang.
The Milkman
not
gang
Omaha,
was
but it's
awesome
Nebraska.
throughout this.
They put-
Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Loved him.
I feel like he needed a bigger part in this. I did like his character in this.
It was very, like, it just, I loved him in Mr. Robot, and it just brought back all sorts of memories.
Just Christian Slater.
Christian Slater.
Oh, Christian Slater, yeah.
I love him in Gleaming the Cube, so I guess I have to appreciate him.
And Peter Dinklage.
So I like how they're I don't know if you're seeing
How long
things
have we known each
from this part. This is kind of when my
Couple
mind
minutes?
started twerking.
Twerk that brain.
Wow.
So they are the ones who put the missing people on the milk carton box, but they're also the ones who are responsible for them going missing too. And how he's like
deep.
the business end of the cow, you know.
Take the walk.
Harold von Braunhart, he was turned up a bit, but I guess he was pretty accurate as well. I don't know. I guess
Was he really a Nazi?
sympathizer.
Oh, okay, sympathizer. Okay.
He was a nut.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Mr. von Braunhut, where were you in the early 1940s?
That is for me to know and you not to find out.
Michael Marsden gets called out for free balling.
James
James
Marsden.
Yes.
You said Michael.
Michael Marsden is one of my friends. Let me.
Shout out to Michael.
I don't know. And I like how they have like a little tiff, if you will, Stan and Thurl. You know,
Look how the computer
little
like
quarrel.
scans a jock on him or something.
Yeah, he's like he's free balling and.
Okay, so just to be clear, you want a smooth look. And it gets weird too. I'm not a doll, but I'll be one if you want me to be.
Just do something. I don't care.
Ah, you got it, boss.
Okay.
Post is in her high tower trying to push things forward from the stolen recipe to put out shit product. They arrange a sit down with all the big brands where Marge Post announced her quickening to lead the shelves. So it's like she wants her box front and center. She wants to take over.
Snacks provided by Keebler.
Yes.
I like it.
did
He's like a
that.
little elf in the corner. I'm
And
like,
she makes Stan makes a
every brand that's represented by a person is so exaggerated, and I did find
I did like
very
that.
human.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that part of this movie.
But she makes a comment on that talking about how, frosting on something that's already good, on the cookie that's already good. Like, that's just whatever.
It's a bold move to put chocolate on top of a cookie because it's something already sweet and then you're doubling down on it. But I guess you can never get enough sugar.
Fudge Stripes are bangers, though.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
You can almost taste the cocaine. It's addicting.
The little mini ones, I don't know why they're better.
Do you feel like the ratio of crisp to cream is...
Wait, what? Are we talking about donuts now? Krispy Kreme?
No. Crisp as in the cracker cookie.
Oh.
Yes, the biscotti.
I don't know. They're good.
Oh, okay.
I like their, what do they call them? The actual elf
elf
cookies.
fudge?
Elf fudge with they got the cream in it. Yeah, those are probably my favorite from the Keebler family.
About 5 seconds into milk, perfect.
They didn't have anything.
They get a little soft.
Wasn't
boom.
Nestle's
So
also like an elf thing for a while? I feel like I remember.
I thought it was just a
Pretty
really.
sure that
I
was
think it was
Keebler's
just a
bar.
really tiny chef.
There's a few urges on mending the companies. So once where Stan was saying it's more sexier since it's forbidden, and another where Ludwin was saying the same thing, pretty much Ludwin being the assistant to Marjorie Post.
Is this because he's still sweet on Margie Post?
Would you leave him alone? It's not true. Besides, a Post and a Kellogg could never be. It's forbidden.
Doesn't that make it sexier?
Oh, okay. You don't like him, do you?
Could never be, Ludwin. A Post and a Kellogg, it's forbidden.
Well, wouldn't that make it sexier?
I hope you die in a car fire.
He's his character in New Girl. In this movie.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Yeah, he's very similar.
I assume that there was something kind of forbidden or some sort of attraction between Marjorie and Kellogg at this moment. I'm like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna do something.
They're gonna fuck hard.
So hard.
And Dan Cabana's line, he's like, I wanted to send my kids to college. That's gonna cost like $200 a year. I'm like, oof. Oof. I wish. That's a one class.
That's signing your name on a piece of paper.
That's a book. That's not.
is
It's
That's
one
like
book.
That's
half a book.
Yeah, that's half a book.
Post will be the new king of Battle Creek.
Then what are we?
We're lumpy cream of wheat.
I wanted to send my kids to college. It's like $200 a year.
I like how those comments where it's like, somebody stole $85,000 from the school. It's like, all right, somebody bring those 2 books back.
Right.
Pack your bags. We're going to put a kink in Post garden hose.
They get the smart idea to cap it off at the knees, go straight to the supplier. They wanted to get the sugar. And I like how they did all this with El Sucre. Kind of like El Lutre.
This was fine.
I thought this was probably my favorite joke in this.
No.
So they go to this. I died. I died on this one. Probably the best. Yeah.
Wait, the end part?
No. Oh yes.
The end part was what made me chuckle.
So they go to Puerto Rico. They
Really
make
commits
El
to the
Sucre.
bit.
He's the one who's in charge of all the white powder, which is the sugar. So they invite the entertainment, and he goes and makes the first joke about the grout job. They're like, the floor is all. I forget exactly. I'll add it in here.
Business can wait. In this hard life, we must also enjoy, no? A little entertainment. From Carnival Lodge in Nevada, please welcome Eddie Mink and Danny.
Thank you very much. Hey, Danny, how about this beautiful house? Yeah, if you don't mind the bad grout job.
Ooh, we went right to it.
What's the big deal? There's blobs. It's all that.
Such a hard job, making people laugh, but so important. Anyway, gentlemen, back to business.
Then he gets ushered out, and a gunshot is heard. I was like, oh fuck, they're actually going kind of hard on this. And then when we find out, it wasn't the guy who got shot. It was the dummy, the entertainment, who got. That's so stupid.
That's
Ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I'm dying, Eddie.
You done good, kid. You done real good.
I can't believe he's still doing the act.
He's a professional.
It was funny.
I didn't see it coming, so yeah.
Really?
I didn't. I wasn't anticipating the jokes in this because
Especially with all the blood. There was so much blood coming out of the dummy.
But then he commits to the bit.
And he's like, oh, you still.
It does make you chuckle, but.
All right, so since all the sugar is bought out, Post is finding it hard to keep their production going on. But Ludwin finds some artificial stuff, the street shit that might be a little bit more synthetic. They're trying to use some sort of artificial sweetener to add to it. they're like, we can be the first healthy cereal. And they're like, fuck that.
She hits him with a typewriter, I
She
believe.
like murders him with a typewriter.
I'm like, those things are heavy.
Imagine new American generation. Fit, healthy, even-tempered. So, what do you think?
Well, Kellogg watched with his binoculars, which is...
I like how she politely uncovers it like she's going to type something. Then you see the smash.
Right. So next morning, Dan finds the milkman in front of his house again, makes their empty threats about bones being brittle, all
Christian
this.
Slater was in this.
I did. Again, he needed a bigger part.
No, it was perfect.
No.
Yeah, especially the bar scene.
Yeah, I guess I like that one too. He's the antithesis of which makes things go awry later on.
Oh, something I can help you with, Mr. Cabana?
No, I just admiring your rig. Sweet ride.
Sure is. You know, it's the calcium in milk that keeps bones strong.
Uh-huh.
Without milk, bones can break. They just snap. Have a good day, Mr. Cabana.
Yeah, you too.
Von Braunhardt, the Chef Boyardee, they combine their creation with a bit of a mishap. So Chef put the sea monkeys and the ravioli, and that invented the SpaghettiOs. So,
which is not Chef Boyardee, that is Franco-American.
No.
Yes.
It's now Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee.
Inspired by his ravioli, we have crimped the pastry edge sphere to hold the jelly in.
That's something.
I call it the Kellogg's Fruit Monkey. Oh, whoa. What did you do? Why is it moving?
Oh, fatto ravioli dei sea monkey. They put the sea monkeys inside.
I said strawberries. You fool. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Please don't send me back to Italy. I owe people money.
They made it seem as though they had like a relationship. They pretty much birthed this creature together. Like, okay, let me go back to Braunhardt. One of the only things that I got caught stealing from a store was sea monkeys. I got some sea monkeys right here too.
Still dry. Oh, he's got a brand new pack of sea monkeys.
Just
waiting for water.
No, I got Chef Boyardee stuff upstairs, so I'm going to see what happens.
Nice. I don't have any Chef Boyardee.
Science
I need to stop by a
experiment.
gas station or something on the way home.
We'll see what happens.
Do you like the cheese-filled raviolis? Yeah, boy.
No.
I thought you meant sea monkeys.
There's
cheese-filled sea monkeys?
Depends on what you feed them.
So they have like overstuffed, and then they have like the normal ravioli, and then they have mini ravioli, and then they have micro ravioli.
How about you tell us what those tasted like?
Micro ravioli?
Micro is in those little like microwavable convenient cup
those are the
ones,
things
but
that
they
we
used to
typically
come
get.
in a can, and they're so good.
The sauces,
but they don't make them in the can anymore. You can only get them in the little microwave thing,
and
which
it doesn't
is
taste
double
the same.
price of the can.
Yeah, it doesn't taste the same either. The sauce in those are more congelated, especially at the top.
It is very.
You could have just said
especially at the top.
congealed.
Especially
Same
at
thing.
the top. This is, oh man, everything just got real in my brain real quick.
But yes, no, sea monkeys were like the only thing, or the last thing I got caught like stealing from
When
stores.
was that?
This
Thursday?
is probably when I. Yeah,
Those specific
Those specific ones. Yeah.
Yeah. They
It
took
is
the
a
other
pretty
one.
big pack that's in. I mean,
I put it right under my balls.
Oh, whoa! Why'd you smell it?
It's still on brand.
When you're dealing with garbage, you have to let go of conventional expectation.
Can't wait to see what sound clip you put right there for the smell.
bet he licks his own.
SpaghettiOs. Oh, SpaghettiOs, which is Franco-American.
Okay. So after a big failure, it was the garbage kids who inspired the genius of the Pop-Tart to combine whatever you have. Lelaine with his
Rice Krispie treat.
warming fruit hot pants with the sea monkey ravioli squares, the inventive name, all this other stuff.
Chef Boyardee and Sea Monkey Guy, the clever crimping of the pastry edge to seal in the filling. Tom Carvel, the importance of the name.
Okay. So, Jack LaLanne, Meadowline Hot Pants, keeping his fruits moist and fresh.
Yes, Univac. The punch cards, rectangular shape with holes in it. And Steve Schwinn, sweet little Steve, who invents things that are easy for kids to handle. And maybe they can't handle an oven, but they can handle
a toaster.
Wow, and that kid. They try to make it seem as though like his head is going to get taken off by like the little butt massager thing. You know, they invite the kids up into like, tell us your secrets, if you will. They're trying to workshop something. Might as well go to the people who are going to be tasting it instead of having actual taste people do it. And They're like, yeah, your answer is already right there. Trap Pops. Trap Pop.
Trap Pop.
Yep.
Trap Pop.
Which was genius.
Terrible. Terrible name.
Terrible name. It was.
Trap Pop.
Well, we didn't have the actual guy who does the naming name it. So, yeah. They celebrate. The sea monkey bully pops out of the tank and climbs into a vent. That always means something good if something escapes.
Yeah.
Always. Mm-hmm.
I did like...
Which it didn't really lead to anywhere, though.
Not really.
That's what I'm saying. These subplots are...
Just like a jump scare.
It
kind
just
of
stopped them from making out that one scene. Like, what is
did-
that? Oh, ravioli we're trying to catch. Okay.
I kind of lost my shit again with Braunhart and Chef Boyardee coming into the, he goes into the vent. That you might like that. I thought you might have got that joke too. He's like, they're in the walls. Kind of like the Jews are in the walls. Yeah.
Hiding from the Nazis.
A reference to the Nazis looking for the Jews, I guess. Sir, they're in the walls.
He's in the walls.
Or it's in the walls.
I thought it was funny.
Thank you. So Milkman is still monitoring Dan Cabana. The Milkman's still monitoring Dan Cabana while Marge Post is trying to sell off poison cereal to Russia for their sugar, which,
yeah,
really, I don't know.
The whole Russian president scene.
They got the Count Vodkula joke from there.
See,
so
that was okay. It was losing me.
That scene fell flat.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
The Milkman captures Dan with expired milk that would have killed him if he smelt it a minute later.
On July.
Kind of weird.
Quick question. Think this milk's still okay to drink?
What? How would I know?
Smell it.
Well, it's not good. What's the expiration?
July 3rd.
Welcome to Friendly Farms, Mr. Cabana, where life begins. That milk you smelled expired 5 weeks ago. Another minute, and you wouldn't be smelling anything right now.
Are you a milkman?
The name's Harry Friendly, and you might say I am the milkman. You know the first taste a human being experiences at birth?
Applesauce?
Oh.
Milk, Mr. Cabana.
I like how he introduces himself as, where he's like, Dan, how long have we known each other? And he's like, well, you just kidnapped me. Like,
well, since you kidnapped me.
Like they have like some sort of history.
How long we known each other, Bob?
Since you captured me.
What to do?
No,
Peter
so
Dinklage was a nice little cameo.
Little.
He's short. He helps Thor make a hammer.
There it is.
Pause for button.
There it is.
Button.
So they make Dan Cabana run through the aisle, and which is kind of like the poop joke or so.
Yeah.
Again, I'm still connecting a lot of other things. I have a theory I want to discuss at the end of this and a few more notes. So Bill Burr as JFK, I did like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that could have been used a lot more potential on that. But again, trying to make Bill Burr
Been
clean.
in the doghouse ever since somebody sang me happy birthday.
Have you fellas ever considered calling a cereal Jackie O's? Just a pitch, but I think she'd get a big kick out of it.
Thank you, sir. We'll certainly take a good hard look at that.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the doghouse since you-know-who sang happy birthday to me. Anyway, we have been informed that those hacks over at Post are now working with the goddamn Ruskies.
Oh.
The idea of our American children waking up in the morning to a commie breakfast pastry really burns my britches, and they were already burning due to the aforementioned blonde in the sequin dress.
I like that one. So the twins are in?
Oh, man.
Why do they call it Jackie O? Her last name's a K.
The Doublemint twins. Whew.
Yeah.
Which one? Those ones?
I mean, just, yeah.
60s version?
Like,
the current ones are pretty nice,
pretty
too. I like
fun
those
to
ones.
chew both those
Nicole
gums.
and Lauren Peters.
You got them? What are all the names? All the sets of twins.
And those were just the two Doublemint twins that he's referring to.
I would like to eat a bowl of cereal with them.
Yeah. What kind?
Bong.
We don't frost their flakes.
Make their taco pop.
Honey bunches of O's. Honey
Like
bunches.
orgasms? Cheerios.
Or you say like
Cheerios.
Grandma's O's. Grandma's holes.
Yes.
Yep, grandma's holes.
Again, going back to Bill
Great
Burr,
nuts.
I did like his
Frosted
kind of joke, like,
mini
where he refers back to his speech. It's like, I said, ask not. Like, that means don't ask.
Yeah.
All right, back at headquarters of Kellogg's, they tried their first test of Pop-Tarts with the whole NASA-style setup. Steve Schwinn is an astronaut
Jesus.
suit. I did like this scene, too. They make
This scene I did, but I did not like the preceding scene too much.
I think they dragged a little bit.
Oh, yes.
So they give them like a astronaut suit. They have like all these this bunker, this makeshift bunker, like the sand things with
The monkey smoking a cigarette.
Yes. And
or was it a dog?
It's very Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Like it was.
And they're just right there. It's like, if there's an explosion, why would there be an explosion anyways? But like the
explosion of flavor in their mouth.
So
Schwinn,
Steve Schwinn, like the proceeding into this, his voice is modulated like it's behind a mask and all that. And then he finally gets over there and like he takes the Pop-Tart that pops out and he feeds him. Like, you didn't have a glass thing on the entire time. Like,
no,
why do you...
the whole time he had the shield open.
Yes, but why do they have like the gas feeding into the suit itself if he's got... There's no reason for that.
No reason.
Yes, but there is a reason for the explosion.
Why was he turning up the temperature?
So
it was so dramatic.
He explodes after the gas kind of touches the hot microwave toaster, and they're waiting for him to run out. Then they start seeing a shadowy figure.
This joke actually did.
This one was cool.
There's nothing left.
Wait, over there. What's that? Is that a man?
Damn right it is. It's Steve Schwinn. Steve!
No, it's me, Chuck. Steve blew up. Don't go over there, it's gross.
What's happening? Where's Steve?
Steve was vaporized, but we had a funny mix-up with Chuck.
He runs out, and it's the Asian dude who kind of commenced the whole thing. And
he's like, Schwinn?
It's like, oh no,
he
Schwinn's
exploded.
dead. He's
And they're like, how'd it go? And he's like, well, Schwinn's dead, but we had a funny mix-up with Wesley. Yeah, I was like, oh God.
They have a traditional funeral with...
Do they? Traditional funeral?
All normal rituals.
I like how the wife is like, what is this?
Yeah, she's like, why was my husband dead because of a Pop-Tart?
Full serial honors, Mrs. Schwinn.
That's quite an honor.
It's a great honor.
What is happening? Did you plan this?
I don't know.
Ave.
Oh, huh?
Why? Who was she?
Snap! Crack-out! Pop! Snap! Crack-out! Pop!
What is this?
It's the prize inside, Mrs. Schwinn.
It's probably one of those stick-on tattoos.
It's not permanent, just lasts a couple days.
You know, your husband died a hero.
Isn't this a cereal company? Why did my husband explode? Get me out of here.
She's upset.
She'll get over it, or she may never, ever recover from the loss.
And then they pour the milk in the...
The casket floats up. And
Stupid. The cornflakes rooster. Yeah, it was a lot. Too much.
A little.
Overkill.
But they had...
Most of it didn't land.
A lot
in
of
that
the...
scene, to me, anyway.
The things that were kind of surrounding this, which kind of guided my theories of what was going on. You know, they have like the milkman and El Sucre and even the Russians at this funeral kind of surrounding
Just like
them.
hanging out like 10 feet away.
But that kind of gave me so much mob vibes that I'm like, holy shit, like shit's going to go down. But it never goes down. But it goes down. I mean, a dude is dead on purpose, accident. I don't know what it is. Yeah, we'll get there. Here, hold on. So then the Dog of War speech, amazing. I like that one. I wrote that and I can't even recall what that was. I'll scrub back through, put it in here. What was the Dog of War speech?
Mascots, gather. We have chafed under the yoke of Kellogg's exploitation for too long.
They're phasing us out.
Indeed they are, good Crackle. And they never cut us in. I ask you this. Without our faces, without our magic, what have you left?
A cheap bag of horse feed that we bring to life.
I say we cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war.
Are we getting dogs?
No. Simple Snap. The time has come for us to go on strike.
But if we have a dog, should we bring it?
It's breakfast. Things happen. That's another thing that I feel like if you replace the word breakfast with business, things will make a lot more sense. My theory will kind of suggest a lot of that here coming up.
Okay.
So I got just a few more notes. So as expected, Edsel, Kellogg, and Marjorie Poe seem to have a thing going on. Not smooth, but something all the same. The little sea monkey Volley kind of pops up. And they're like, what the fuck is that? Or hell is that?
Volley.
Oh. Yeah. Mascot's gone strike. John Hamm makes a appearance in this. Meets his second BPT coverage with a small part as the ad man. I did like the madman, ad men trying to sex up Pop-Tart with Jelly Jolie.
Yeah. He was like, yeah. Don't forget John. John's in the scene too. John Slater.
Yeah.
Both from Mad Men.
Well, one's Iron Man's dad. But.
Well, that's the problem with actors. They're in multiple things. But this was definitely a Mad Men reference. Mad Men reference.
What was the first? Oh, Baby Driver.
Yes. The ad guys didn't really seal the deal, so they took the marketing to the young garbage kids, which after almost taking their kid's head off from the butt machine, he solved the code. I already said something like that. Obviously, it's Pop-Tart backwards. Mascots get fired. Then they start to revolt. And they made it so, I mean, there is talk, and even the milkman kind of encouraged the revolt, saying, like, you know, you're the best thing they got going on here. Like,
you got all the leverage.
Personally, I think their product line goes nowhere without those talented mascots.
Whoever they are.
Yeah, they're all pretty good, but Tony the Tiger, he's the rudder on that ship.
Pathetic. Sugar shills.
Pathetic, I suppose, if 14 straight quarters of record profits is pathetic.
Those mascot buffoons won't be getting their forefinger mitts on any of that.
Well, now that would be tragic, especially with the kind of leverage they have. None of my business, but I don't think it would take much for those mascots to show Old Man Kellogg who's milking who.
Really? You think we could? They could?
As we milkmen say, a little cup of buttermilk with the proper churning can become a mighty cheese.
Is that a fart joke?
I don't think so. Anyway, never forget, you're great.
he's trying to tweak things to make it work in his favor.
Which I feel like you still need milk for Pop-Tart.
Yeah. I like to dip it in my milk. I actually like to heat it up, break it apart, and put it in my cereal. That's one of my Pop-Tart.
They make Pop-Tart cereal now.
But it's not the
Used
same.
to. It's discontinued.
Oh, didn't land.
This
they
gets,
make mini Pop-Tarts, though.
These Pop-Tarts go across the
kinda good.
desk. News anchor, pretty much playing with some silly putty, slaps it on, the just-in news and stuff, peels it off, and he reads, the Trat Pop comes in, or Pop-Trat. Trap Pops. So he reads it backwards and he puts out its Pop-Tarts and goes over so much better. Nafris reference.
What do we think of Walter Cronkite? Are those jokes landing for you guys or no?
No, I didn't really.
No.
I feel
didn't
like
either.
I feel like they just needed a
I pay
figure.
all the bills. I could drink as much as I want. Because, Walter Cronkite is the most trusted voice in all of,
That's what
the
they
world
say.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to make it seem like he's had a hard life or something.
I don't know. The jokes
didn't
he was an
land.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
Possibly a wife beater.
Things aren't
Like gets really distracted by toys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. None of those landed for me personally.
And maybe
but
that's
what I was
maybe that's
looking
because we're younger. Maybe that's more something that hit with an older crowd. They're like, oh yeah, I do remember him being like that.
Breakfast Wars ratcheted up today as cereal superpower Kellogg's announced they too are developing some sort of toastable whoozy-whatsis. Coming up, tensions rise between the U.S. and Soviets off the coast of Cuba. Bobby Kennedy cracks down on organized milk. And the Doubleman twins are pregnant with twins of their own. As the CBS Evening News continues.
And we're clear.
There's a real breakthrough, Corky. X-ray specs. You can see into anything. Except my personal trauma. A lot of tension at home. A lot of tension. Gonna be staying late tonight, Corky.
I did like the ending of this movie where it started off with the Pop-Tart kind of exploding out, very much like a NASA spaceship taking off. It got really far into it, like whoo, kind of a cinematic slow motion-ish thing. Edsel was asking if they added Frosty, kind of like going back to Stan's Keebler word right after that. Then they had a dance number to finish off the movie,
which was
I
cute,
liked it.
I guess.
This is one of the things that you know, again, I'm not really big into musicals and stuff, but because this was just a fun project that they were doing, I'm like, you know, right on. You know, everybody got together, they made a movie, cool.
They're just having a good time.
Go for you.
Yeah, I wonder if there is much of a budget to this movie. I'm sure you can look that up, but I wonder if it was
14 some odd million.
Woo!
Yeah,
that's crazy.
most of that's
Because I would
just
think
Jerry
a lot.
Seinfeld.
I would think a lot of these people are just doing this for fun.
I don't know.
Cedric the
But
Entertainer.
if it's 14 million,
But it was supposed to be Chris Rock.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they were going to do a thing where he
14.2.
gets slapped, but he was still, this was like right after Will Smith.
Oh.
So like he didn't feel like he was going to do it. Sorry, that's me.
Still fresh.
I clicked on a link on accident.
But yeah, no, they end up on a bunch of other events. So I guess Marjorie Post is true to the Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago, yeah.
They had like a little grassy knoll thing where the milkman was delivering milk to it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, so they were always saying that the milkmen were like the mafia of the movie and, the CIA and the mafia killed
But if it's not
JFK,
Christian
so-
Slater, I don't think that makes that character. I think
No,
Christian
not at
Slater
all.
like was one of the best parts of this movie.
Same.
He's just such a bad guy. Like, he's a good bad guy.
I didn't see the milkman as... Okay, hold on. Let me go into my theory here.
Do it.
You ready for a theory?
Let's
This
do
is going to
it.
make this movie so much better here.
Perfect.
So I think we've already kind of hit it on it. This is an allegory for mobsters. Right? So when they got together and they're talking about how, let's go get a bowl of cereal. That's pretty much like they're doing drugs together. They're
Okay.
doing stuff like that. So Kellogg's, Post, Quaker, Ralston Purina, General Mills, these 5 big brands are pretty much the 5 big crime families: the Bonanno, the Colombo, the Gambino, the Genovese, and the Lucchese. So
God bless you.
thank you.
I like this since they do say sugar is
And El Sucre is kind of like the...
as addictive as cocaine or whatever.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
So
See, it's amazing how I
My doctor
started
said I
this
was
with
in-
cocaine, and how many times you guys have said cocaine through this?
Yeah,
We did
all brought it all back around.
all right, so
Full
the
circle.
the
Like
rivalry-
a Fruit Loop.
Fruit Loop. Thank you. The
I
rivalry
pointed at you, Fruit Loop.
between
Yeah, I am. Okay, anyway.
No, the rivalry between cereal companies and
Rivalry?
Unfrosted mirrors the dynamics of the mob's 5 crime families in several ways. So firstly, they both have the entities exert territorial control, just like crime families. Each cereal company, Kellogg's, Post, Quaker, Ralston Purina, and General Mills, fiercely protect its own territory and market share, similar to the mob's control over different areas and illegal activities. Secondly, they have strategic alliances and betrayals. They're common in both domains, the cereal and the mob families. The film depicts alliances and betrayals among companies, reflecting the fluid alliances within mob families. Thirdly, each company, like the mob family, is led by a strong figure, so akin to the boss or the Don, if you will. Marjorie Post, Edsel, Kellogg, Isaiah, Quaker. Fourthly, the underground operations. So the film depiction of industrial espionage and secretive meeting among cereal companies parallels the covert operations of the mob. They have ruthless competition. That's kind of a common denominator here. The mob's ruthless pursuit of power and profit is mirrored in the cereal company's cutthroat competition to create the best product, or the breakfast product, kind of how they're stealing other people's recipes. And it's like, no, this is my territory and all this. There's kind of a omerta, a code of silence, so they don't like to talk outside of their families or their groups. There's that family, well, I guess that kind of goes with the family loyalty. It's a recurring theme in both mob movies and in Unfrosted, where employees and executives are expected to prioritize the company's interests. So they make like the mascots sign certain things like, you're our guys, you're hush hush.
Mm-hmm.
There's the economic influence. So both the entities is significant, influencing everything from the agricultural practices to advertising trends to their respective domains. So we have, I don't want to include the milk because I feel like the milkmen are entirely different. But they got, the Quaker using religion and stuff to capitalize on certain things. The mascots are, to me, I see the mascots as unions. But yeah, so they have the corruption and bribery as well, common in both worlds. So Kellogg's, I akin them to the Gambino family. Post as the Bonanno family, Quaker as the Genovese family. They're like more of the religious, I guess. Ralston Purina as the Colombo family, General Mills as the Lucchese family. So if these are the mob families, you might ask who the milkmen are. You guys asking that?
Sure. Yeah.
Who are the milkmen?
Yeah. Okay. Who do you think the milkmen are?
I don't fucking know anymore.
What is it?
The FBI.
The CIA.
I would. They're more
fuzz.
authoritative. That's where I was going because they wear uniforms. The aisle can be considered something like, like a prison, like walking the line, walking the aisle, they take you up off the street. They post in front of your house and watch you.
It's true.
He did make a line about like, I always wanted to know what the back of these look like. Kind of like, I don't want to get in there, but nobody wants to get in the back seat of a police van, do they?
I have.
Well, damn, I think you're onto something.
And plus, they have the cows, which are farm animals. What is another sort of farm animal?
Pig.
Pig. There you go. Thank you.
Got you.
And okay, so the milkmen are cops.
I'm reading your same book.
You stop humoring them too, both of you two.
It is the law which influences a lot
I just
of the
want to
motives.
get the question right.
The law influences a lot of the motives that the Cosa Nostra plan or create for themselves. So they try to go just outside the lines to make things like, oh no, I'm doing legal practices here. You can't just pick me up. That's why they're using the mascots as unions. They use unions to kind of influence decisions. I guess it can be like political influence, extortion, sweetheart deals, embezzlement. They're pretty much taking the money that could go to the mascots, but they're taking it for themselves. So it's intimidation, threats of violence, all that.
I think you're onto something here. I think you nailed
And so
it.
that's why I bumped this up a little bit more than to a 7. It's not. God damn it. There it is.
There it is. I like it.
Much
I like
easier.
that fan theory. Did you come up with this all on your own?
I did, yeah.
Nice. I like it. It makes sense.
I had like some more stuff for
Makes
the individual family, but I'm going to cut all that stuff. But yeah.
Built this company. You're giving it.
What's the best joke?
The best joke in this movie is when the mascots are on strike and they barge in when they're trying to get FDA approved by another nice cameo, by the way. What's his name?
Oh, his name was like Mike Kuntz.
Well, no, like his character or his real name, the SNL guy. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
What is his name? It's not Chris Kattan. It's
No.
Anyway, but when the mascots, they're like, oh no, we lost this. So they go and they leave, and then the Snap Crackle Pop guy's like, you want this open or closed?
We are undone, boys. Undone by cruel fate.
Wasn't fate? You had to stop at Woolworths for a tooth necklace and Viking horns.
Be very careful, Crackle, or I will take a horn and joust you in the eye. Dignified retreat.
Open or closed?
Closed. I don't know why. I thought that was literally one of the best jokes in the whole movie.
That and the ketchup and fries. They're like, I'll never let you go. And
Yeah, we're meant to be. But yeah.
All right.
So that was my favorite joke in the whole movie.
Favorite, least favorite.
Favorite, least favorite? Anybody?
I do. I think I lost it though. Nope, it's still here. So this was posted on May 5th, 2024. So about 6 weeks ago. And it's a 1-star review, obviously. And the title is Poop Tarts.
Poop Tarts.
I think I read that one.
Love it.
And this guy, you can tell, is a tryhard. It may be fitting that a movie about an unhealthy processed breakfast food, in parentheses, full disclosure, never had one, turns out to be unfunny formulaic celluloid that should have stayed in the can to turn into vinegar. I'm a fan of Jerry, and recently saw his stand-up in Vegas.
They're
where
on first name basis.
Yeah. And recently saw his stand-up in Vegas where he turned out his usual quality comedy that clearly reflected the skill and workmanship he put into it. I laughed nonstop for 90 minutes. But this dumpster fire from start to finish and
It's a
tarnishes
dumpster pastry.
He doesn't even like film this sentence. Yeah, I like it. It is a dumpster pastry. But this dumpster pastry from start to finish and tarnishes the reputation of all who appear on screen, as well as those responsible for its production. Of course, this D-R-E-K, is that a word? Drek? Drek of a movie? I don't know if that's a typo.
I think it's supposed to be like, is it C-H?
Dredge?
Like
Dredge?
D-R-E-K. I don't know. Will do nothing to lessen the popularity of Jerry's formidable oeuvre, nor will it diminish his billion-dollar fortune. It's actually not a billion. It's 800 million, but whatever.
He's hurting.
But it's a shocking fall from the very pinnacle of comedy heights. This guy tries way too hard in this entire review.
Did you just Google what
Drek?
Drek means?
I did. It means rubbish or trash.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him.
We learned a word.
No point calling out any other actors. All horrible. And why on earth did Hugh Grant agree to be in this? In a Tony the Tiger suit, no less. Money?
I liked
Really?
his character too.
This movie doesn't do much good for Kellogg's or Post either, neither of whom I've been told knew about the film. In fact, it could be a real serial killer. That's how he ended it.
Stupid.
That was from Miss M. Oh, God, he's got a picture. M. Ross Pub. He is an old man.
Oh, no.
He looks like Gandhi.
Let me see him.
I have one as well. It's just terrible. Did not even chuckle once. My God, this was awful. Not one funny moment. Not one laugh. Not one guffaw. Guffaw. Seinfeld is one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. Top 5 in my estimation. I don't know what Jerry was trying to accomplish here. A serial war nearly leads to nuclear war. Hilarious. So wait, if he's saying it's hilarious, then he did chuckle.
It's a sarcastic hilarious.
I guess. Oh, whatever. Don't stick up for him. Don't you do it, Brian.
He and I do have a common rating, but I can't find it.
All of our ideas come from eating trash. I left NASA and landing on the moon to make a Pop-Tart pastry. I can't contain my laughter. The mascots revolt. We have 2 security guards. That was hilarious. The mascots revolt.
This guy is.
Where does Jerry come up with golden material?
Nonchalant here.
It really feels like Jerry just wanted to fit as many cameos into this film as possible.
It did kind of feel like
I
that.
did.
Yeah.
I did. And because it's a comedy, I'm a little bit more lenient to things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
The only part of this film that was passable was the ad scene with John Hamm and John Slattery. Other than that, this entire movie is a god-awful mess. Terrible script, terrible performance, terrible story, not fun or funny. Lonnie, these are a few more of his 1-star reviews right here. So Unfrosted. Do you see that picture right there?
What a fucktard.
Pet Cemetery is 1 star. The Haunting of Bly Manor.
What an asshole.
I love all that. The Bubble. F9, The Fast Saga was a 1 star.
Yeah, that's
What?
That's okay.
The Fast Saga.
The Fast Saga.
My guy also gave Jojo Rabbit a 1.
What?
The Irishman a 1.
Irishman was kind of boring.
It was.
But
it's not
Jojo
good.
Rabbit? Jojo Rabbit should be an 11.
Jojo Rabbit was
Invisible
amazing.
Man 1, the new one.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
I thought it was good.
It was good.
It's a good theater experience.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
creepy,
Oh, yeah.
silence.
My thing with a lot of these
Cobra
reviews
Kai a 1. That'll kill
that was
Journey.
awesome. My review with a lot of these, like going through a bunch of these 1-star reviews are very much the same, and they use the same lingo. Like it's like
you give Pennyworth a 10.
I rather watch paint dry, and it's so
Yeah.
unoriginal.
I saw one that I was like, I
Everything
just liked it
Everywhere
because they
Once a
said
1.
empty calories. 1-star review. I was like, empty calories. At least he tried.
Less is better.
Yeah, he gave Everything Everywhere All at Once a 1.
My review was Owen's
Nope,
dad
a
number
2.
1, or Owen's dad 1s.
Anyway, this guy sucks.
So after I watched this, I'm like, I need a palate cleanser. And John let me borrow his Netflix. So I was like, next movie. I watched Thanksgiving again.
All right.
And that is a great palate cleanser.
People love that movie.
I do like that
I have
movie.
not seen that
So
one.
fun. That
I
opening
will
scene.
not be seeing that movie
It's
Why not?
so great.
because someone gets shoved in an oven. That's one of my worst nightmares.
You don't see
I think I
like,
used to be a
Yeah,
Jew.
it's not as bad.
It's not as bad as you think it is.
I think the opening
No,
scene's
yeah,
worse
I
than
don't-
that.
We totally
Yeah.
forgot
With
Andy
Gina
Warhol.
Gershon getting her
Oh,
head
yeah,
run
Andy
over.
Warhol
Andy
shoots and
Warhol
kills somebody.
made a cameo in this where he tried to kill Dan Cabana, but he had
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he had
Because the Pop-Tart was actually named after that pop art that
Yeah.
he made popular.
they called it a playful nod to him. I'm like, it wasn't playful. He tried to murder the mofo.
But it was protected by the foil around the Pop-Tart.
The titanium lace foil.
Titanium lace foil.
So I'm to believe the Pop-Tart packet could stop a bullet?
Fucking dumb.
All right, so who's next?
Me!
He really thought about his next movie.
Dude,
then.
I have debated this for, 6 weeks now? It's, I've changed my mind 7 times. There's been actually...
We were kind of talking about this, too. It's like, I have, like, the best movies picked out when it's not mine, but when
Yeah.
it comes to mine,
Well, part
It's
of
just blank.
part of what I try to do is pick something that's also available on streaming, which is more and more. See, look, I'm already changing my mind again.
Oh no.
No, we're gonna go fun.
Stick with it. Stick
We're
with
gonna
the
go
what you got.
fun. So for our next movie review, we are gonna do 2006's Over the Hedge.
Oh,
by
that's a
DreamWorks.
good,
silly.
That's a good one.
I figured it'd
alright.
be we can do a fun little animated movie.
I
for us
actually
all.
let my-
It's I don't know if you guys all have Hulu.
Yeah.
But
Isn't it on
available on
Disney?
Hulu right now. It's not. It's a DreamWorks
that's-
picture.
yeah.
They got Dream stuff on Disney.
No.
Oh, I let my kids watch that every now and then.
Yeah.
I can hear the DVD intro right now.
I know
just
Cho's
because
gonna
it
be
used to
happy
play
about
over
this.
and
This one
over.
actually was inspired by Cho because I've been wanting. This is on my list of like the 5 movies I was trying to pick, and he sent me a snap of him watching it, and I was like, I think I want to. I think the guys need to review that. I think we need to have a nice little fun movie. I think it'll be well received based on your guys' reaction to that. Lonnie was kind of playing it close to the vest over there, so I don't know.
I've never seen it.
He took his
Oh,
vest
you've never
off,
seen
actually.
it?
I've never
Oh,
seen-
perfect.
yeah.
I like the part where they're throwing the rabbits at the window.
Oh, that's true. He did take his vest off.
He's like throwing bunnies at the window.
Okay, don't talk content. Whoop. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to do that. So
Cool.
it is probably one of my favorite animated movies of all time. So
Right on. Well, my Pop-Tart right here, it's almost over.
I ate 2 packages.
Chew it slowly. That's history.
I'm going to
Good.
close this one out, eat the rest of this Pop-Tart here.
Put some butter on those Pop-Tarts, pop them in.
You ever had butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so freaking good.
Do you actually butter your Pop
No,
Tarts?
that's just a Family Guy skit.
I tried it. It's not bad. It's not something I would do all the time.
Yeah, do you eat your Pop-Tarts normal or heated or frozen?
I don't think I've ever tried it frozen.
It's not bad. I used to heat them when I worked at Old Chicago, and we do like early shifts. I'd throw it through the oven
I usually just throw the whole package into the microwave it real quick.
with the foil. I
With
hate
the
you.
foil.
I hate you.
All right, guys, try that at home. See ya.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Well, the show's over.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Click.
Did you just ask me what I could do for you?
Well-
Because I thought I made it perfectly clear in my inaugural address.
You did?
Great speech.
Ask not. What could be clearer? It's 2 words. It means don't ask. Don't ask.